on Ton. So Ton has really been about growth in 2024, so you probably heard of some of these numbers on the screen already. We've reached almost 800 billion in TVL at the all-time high several months ago, which meant actually 5,000% growth over last year. We saw the emergence of super large tap-to-earn apps with more than 280 million users. There are now more than 50 active VCs in the ecosystem who show a lot of interest towards products of different verticals, and we secured new partners, new ecosystem partners such as Tether, Zero, Accela as well, Curve Finance, Peace, and many more. Which means that the interest from the side of different partners in Web3 is growing, the number of builders is growing as well, so we now have an active 27k plus developer community. We have more than 300, or I think even 350 teams developing cool stuff in the ecosystem. And what is super cool is that we have direct access to almost 1 billion monthly active audience of Telegram. So we should definitely not miss this opportunity to onboard these people into crypto thanks to Telegram mini apps and thanks to all the benefits that Ton as a Web3 ecosystem offers. Here you can see the list of different institutions in the ecosystem that will be ready to help you with that, which is Ton Foundation, who I represent today, Ton Society, thanks to whom we have all these amazing events for builders, Ton Ventures, Ton Accelerator. You're going to hear some important things from their representatives today as well. And then Ton Teams, of course, which is also a very important resource for you. So those guys that have been developing in the ecosystem for a while should become your best friends actually on Ton. So yeah, welcome to Ton, great ecosystem. We can even stop here. I think those numbers are enough. But the problem usually is that when you just come to the ecosystem, when you're still very early, you may very easily get lost. Like what to do, who to talk to, where to get the support, what kind of support do you actually need to build a successful product. So let's try to resolve this issue today and to kind of map it all for you, at least in those 30 minutes that I have. So as I was saying, there are different institutions in the ecosystem that are ready to help from different angles and different sides, like foundations, sites, ventures, accelerator, Ton Teams. We also have Ton Studio, responsible for developer experience in the ecosystem. We have all these verticals that are actually the major focus for us, like DeFi, GameFi, SocialFi, Utility, Infra, and others. You also know that within the hackathon, you have separate tracks, right? So please choose wisely what exactly you want to build. What do we actually help with all those institutions? Very briefly, we have Ton Nest. I'm pretty sure you're going to have like also a separate talk about Ton Nest today, which is a very, very important first step for you in the ecosystem for acceleration program. We do help with product development, with acceleration, with fundraising, we give marketing support. We have the Open League, which is a major incentive program in the ecosystem. We do have a grant program. We help with business development, especially with listings. And Ton Society, as I was already saying, organizes fantastic events for founders and builders all across the world now. To begin with, we provide technical and product development support in the form of different resources that we continue to develop and improve, including, for example, this very important guide that includes standards and best practices for Ton builders. So if you scan this QR code, you'll see an option document with different common mistakes that you should avoid when building your mini app, with best practices, with best examples that you can find in the ecosystem. All taken from all those amazing mini apps that other Ton teams have built. Going further, we can make you introductions to auditors or even sponsor your audit if you are building an important DeFi protocol for the ecosystem. So we work with such auditors as Zelig, TrailBits, QuantStamp, and others. We have a special bug bounty program on Hakenproof, set up specifically for Ton projects with special conditions, and we do provide credits for cloud services and APIs for those builders who actually need it. Who can relate, guys? Looking for grants, I think this is really the thesis for most developers in the ecosystem, right? We do have a grant program, this is true, but this is very important to understand what the focus of the grant program is and what the eligibility criteria are. So the main focus of Ton grant program for Q4 of 2024 and probably for the beginning of 2025 is going to be DeFi. So we're actively looking for such protocols as CDPs, risk taking, algorithmic stablecoins, yield farming, CLMMs, etc. So if you're building a DeFi protocol, you're in the right place. We never forget about GameFi and onboarding because we know that for Ton, it's been one of the strongest verticals in general. So if you're building, for example, a mid-core game or really like something very sustainable and something very new and innovative, not a tap to earn, you're also welcome to present your offer to the grant program. We absolutely love social Web3 and everything that regards like SocialFi and the extension of the functionality of Telegram in terms of its social mechanics. Developer education is also a separate subcategory of the grant program, and this broad category, which we call other, that you can actually fit in any cool and innovative idea that you have in mind, as long as it provides real value for the ecosystem. So regarding the grant size, for the DeFi vertical, it's like one of the largest, and here this 520K also includes incentives for the users, so that would mean a separate track, as well as incentives within the Open League, about which I'm going to talk in a few minutes. Yeah, and the maximum amount we usually give for other verticals is 50K. So, once again, if you're building something great, if you think that's a good fit for the grant program, feel free to apply. Just probably a minor suggestion for you, if you're also taking part in the hackathon, which should be the goal for you now, I personally would better wait till the hackathon is over, till you've shown what you can do within the hackathon, and only then decide whether you need to apply for a grant as well. Marketing support is probably one of the main things you're interested in, even though you are probably just starting. Everyone wants to be mentioned in Ton official social media, right? This is important. This is obviously, some reputational support, proof of the fact that you are seen, you are visible in the ecosystem. We understand it, which is why we provide different types of support here. So we can obviously make a post in official Ton channels. We have more than 6 million in our Telegram channel, 2.5 million in Twitter. We have a Ton blog where we can feature your product. This is mostly about infrastructure, I would say, or like super important, really crucial milestones that you guys achieve within your product development. We also provide marketing grants in the form of Telegram ads credits. So this is actually free traffic for you for your app. We can make you introductions to KOLs, the ones that are loyal to the ecosystem, that already know what Ton is and how to promote it on their Twitter and Telegram. This is an important thing to understand, that in order to get marketing support, you need to comply with the eligibility criteria. The eligibility criteria are super simple. You need to have a functional Telegram mini app or a web app with on-chain mechanics on Ton, ideally, right? So once you're ready, once you're on mainnet, once your app is fully functional, please come and submit a Google form to get marketing support. We usually cover like really major news, as long as something that you drafted as a text for the post provides clear value for the user. This is important, right? We do not cover, for example, the launch of an NFT collection. Any call to action to buy a token, buy an NFT is a no-go, so please bear it in mind as well. And yeah, compliance with Telegram Mini app standards, that's the QR code that you scanned at the very beginning. We really want our community, because you saw the numbers, like millions of people are going to see the post. It is important that your app has good UX UI. We can also help you make introductions to other platforms that have traffic. For example, Quest platforms like Interact, T-Book, Bro Contest Board, JVolt Community Board. These are super simple tools to set up your Quest campaign and attract some new traffic to your app. We have app catalogs in the ecosystem. The major one, if you're building a Telegram mini app, is obviously Telegram App Center. To inform you in advance, they have a very long queue for being listed there. Probably some of you have already tried your luck. You just need to be patient, guys. You're going to be listed as long as you comply with their criteria, but it's very important to appear there. This is like a super important platform for visibility and discoverability in the ecosystem and beyond. There are other platforms as well, like Ton app. This is actually the first app catalog in the Ton ecosystem so far. Wallets is also a good source of traffic for you. This is the interface of Tonekeeper. They have a special app browser, so if you want your app to be featured there, you should also reach out to the team. They do provide very high quality traffic, specifically for gaming and utility apps. Help with fundraising and acceleration. I don't want to cover it too much because we're going to have specific people to do it today. But generally speaking, Ton Ventures is an independent venture capital operating in the ecosystem. They are investing super actively right now in Ton projects, and Ton projects are their major focus. We are also very happy to make you intros to external VCs. So we have an entire network of VCs that we're in touch with. So we'd love to feature your pitch decks to them as well, if you're interested. And Ton Accelerator is also an independent acceleration program. I think the very next speech is going to be indeed about Ton Accelerator. Events and hubs, you already probably know all about it, even more than I do, but Ton Society has a series of hubs all across the world, and they organize a lot of local meetups and such large events and international hackathons, so Ekin covered it super well. And I don't think this is the full list of locations that we already cover at Ton Society, so we'd better check. But if you love traveling, you can even travel from one place to another and actually attend all these great events, meet people, pitch your project, get feedback, and make your mini app even more successful. The Open League is the major incentive program in the ecosystem, as I was saying, and you should definitely know about it because this is a logical next step for you once you fully launch your app and want to get some incentives and want to get some more visibility in the ecosystem. So we already distributed more than $45 million in Ton coin, and we plan more and more seasons. Every season has its changes to the design, so we're making a lot of experiments here since March of this year. So we're going to launch the last season of this year very, very soon. I'm going to tell you the details later. So what is the Open League? For the teams, this is an open competition where anyone can join, appear in the leaderboard on the website. They're all publicly available, very transparent. Each leaderboard has its own metrics, depending on the product category. So we would run different leagues, like Application League, DeFi League, NFT League. We used to run the Token League as well. It's now on a break. Yeah, so depending on the category, you can apply, and then we're going to be tracking your metrics in the leaderboard, and depending on those metrics, we're going to pick top performers in each leaderboard and give out prizes at the end of the season. For users, the Open League means essentially airdrops and different types of rewards. So if the user interacts with DeFi protocols, with applications, with NFT collections, they farm points, and at the end of the season, they get rewards for contributing to the ecosystem. So let me just give you some numbers from the recent season of the Open League, which was season 6. 83 teams participated, including different games, tapped earns, NFT marketplaces, Quest platforms, etc. We secured 2 million participation pages minted, like wow, super active usage of mini apps. And on one day, the apps of the App League accounted for 10% of daily on-chain activity on Ton, which is huge. And you can see that for the app league users, the size of the airdrop last season was $1 million. The DeFi League splits projects into two different squads, the TBL squad and the volume squad, depending on the core metric of each protocol, right, to make it very transparent and very fair. And so, just by the same token, DeFi protocols are actually ranked in the leaderboard depending on their contribution to the total TBL or volume generated during the season. So, once again, in brief, for Ton teams, we provided extra user airdrops for the best teams, and there were also special gateway rewards for the best performance in the leaderboard. For the DeFi League winners, we provided marketing credits on Adsgram, which is a very fast-growing ad network on Ton right now. We also provide audit coverage for the best projects in each leaderboard and gateway rewards, and for the NFT collections, Telegram ads credits and gateway rewards as well, while the users are getting the airdrop. So the conclusion is everyone is rewarded for their active on-chain contribution. So I would say that the Open League, once again, is a must for you if you want to get the visibility to be seen across all those teams that are seen in the leaderboard, because for any investor, any client, any partner, it's a very cool proof of traction and proof of your position in the ecosystem in general. So how to apply? Please scan this QR code if you're interested. This is the official Telegram channel of the Open League, where you can get all the updates, all the news about the Open League. Please don't miss them. Okay, small news. This is still confidential. Most probably the open call for applications for the current season of the Open League is going to be announced today. Maybe on Monday, we'll see. And the last season of this year is going to begin on November 27th, according to the plan. And in this season, only DeFi teams are going to be participating in the Open League, okay? So if you already have a DeFi protocol on mainnet, you can join. If not, you can track the performance of these teams and get ready to join in the next season. So I think this is a great timeline for you. So if you are building a DeFi protocol, you're going to finish by the end of the hackathon, and then for the next season, you're going to apply being already on mainnet. And just in case, if you already have a DeFi protocol, yes, you can apply to the Open League if you're participating in the hackathon. One thing does not cancel the other. Okay, just to conclude, probably once again to expand this perspective that I'm trying to give you today, how to build a successful mini app on Ton. This is a collection of several tips that I elaborated using different examples of Ton teams and Ton projects. Once again, to base my speech on real examples of Ton teams that already went through the hackathon previously, that in the summer we managed to organize a really large hackathon where we secured more than 1,000 applications. And out of those 1,000, we picked 28 finalists. 3 of them were already invested by Ton Ventures. 9 of them are now new DeFi products on mainnet on Ton. 2 games with more than 1 million MAU. 13 projects took part in the Open League Season 6 very successfully. And 2 projects participated in this very special competition that Ton Foundation launched together with Curve Finance around a month ago, and actually 1 team out of those hackathon finalists even won that competition. If you scan this QR code, you're going to see the full list of winners of the previous hackathon, which could also help you understand what kind of projects were picked as finalists at the very end, and see how they're doing now, what their progress is, because they're doing a great job, really. And here are some examples of good apps of different categories, like Torch Finance, a DeFi protocol, Cat Ton. This is a great example of gamified DeFi. Very cool game with more than 250k MAU. They have a stable swap integrated into the gameplay, which I think is going to be the next trend on Ton. I really hope so for 2025. And Cat Gold Miner, probably you've played this game. Casual, played to airdrop, more than 2 million MAU, top 15 in the app league. Very cool guys, also participated in the hackathon. So, how to build a successful mini app on Torn, once again using the examples of all those hackathon finalists and not only. The first thing is validate first, build next. So I think you're at the very right stage to think about it first, so that you do not end up there where you're just trying to add new features to your product without really understanding why you're doing it, what problem you're trying to solve. So here, I really admire the example of Lost Dogs. Probably some of you play this cool and entertaining game. So before actually releasing the product, they decided to validate the hypothesis with their community. What did they do? They created a chat where just active community members expressed their opinion on the potential gameplay. They created this very simple Google Forms, and they actually tried to replicate the gameplay directly in the chat using this simple Google Suite instruments to validate that yes, this city is cool, it's going to be interesting, the community is going to play the game. They collected feedback, they implemented some changes to the original design and original gameplay, and they released the game. And you know the numbers, they've been super successful. The second tip for me is obviously focus. So I really like this quote that attention is the beginning of devotion. Do not try to build a lot of things at the same time. Try to focus on one single feature that will make your product stand out compared to any competitors that we already have on Torn or anywhere else. Because you're not competing only with Torn apps, right? I hope you understand it. And not really with Web3 apps. You sometimes compete with large Web2 apps, which is also very important to bear in mind. Thirdly, the success of a big mini app is to have social mechanics, engaging techniques, and gamified experience. So I would recommend you study every single app on the list. So for example, point system is something that works super well, not only for mini apps, just for any Web3 app. Of course, people love to be rewarded. But here we can see the example of EVA protocol that implemented the reward program. It's still ongoing. The users are farming points, providing liquidity and borrowing on the protocol. So this is obviously a very important ingredient of any Web3 app. Group mechanics works super well. So instead of onboarding individuals, you onboard entire communities. Referral program is a must. You can experiment with that. You can make it like multi-layer referral program, but you can't help having it really. And lastly, recurring actions. So in order to develop a habit of your audience, you need to make them come to your app every single day. You can do it in multiple ways, but these tricks work super well according to the experience of Torn teams. Fourthly, launch collaborations. The Open League has shown that without partnerships, without collaborating with other Torn teams, you can't really win the Open League or ultimately build a successful mini app. So here's an amazing example of a community initiative. So you can see that this list of actually those hackathon finalists from last hackathon that decided to do this joint giveaway. I think that was with Telegram Stars, right? Yeah, I think so. Just one project proposed this in a chat, and everyone joined. That was very cool. And here you can see the example of collaboration of the Factory and the Pixels and Gatto and Eva and who is that? Stone Trade. So I mean, regardless of the vertical, regardless of the type of product you're building, you must think about collaborations. And obviously, never forget about your team, how you pitch it, what skills you have on the team. You need to understand that at the early stage, investors invest in you, not really in the product, but in you and in your colleagues that you have on the team. Never forget about the community. The earlier you start to build it, the better. Unique value proposition is also very important. How are you different from the competitors? If you're building a game, how is it different from everything that we already have? If you're building a lending protocol, how is it different from EVA? Go-to-market strategy. Once again, the earlier you start attracting the user and thinking about different sources of traffic and testing them, the better. And last but not least, or even like the most important thing, Guys, everything here depends on you. No one owes you anything. We are here to support. Very happy to do it. But it's on your shoulders to build a cool and successful mini app on Ton. And we really want to be very, very proud of you and your efforts and results. So thank you so much for your attention. This is the most important QR code for you. I actually decided to leave it till the end. Please scan it. You will see a lot of useful materials, a lot of useful links, all the applications forms that you ever need in the Ton ecosystem. Please read it very carefully. It will take you some time. And don't lose this link. This is very important. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Yeah.